Then we're gonna go around the table for this one. What was your first thought when you realized you had the potential to be a gamer or streamer and be successful at it?
Ooh, that's a tough one. So I started streaming. Well, so I've always been into YouTube, and believe it or not, my streaming channel is actually my second YouTube channel. I've actually got a gun channel, and I think I mentioned that in our first interview. So I've got a gun channel that was very successful. I've got a video on there that has almost 1 million views on it, but I did a lot of gun reviews. And then I just loved playing games, so I was like, I've always played on PlayStation. I've always been a PlayStation guy. And I was like, you know what? I want to build a community because, I was part of other communities and stuff like that. And, and it's like, I've always seen how they interact and, how much fun it looked. And I was like, I want to try this too. So it was because I watched other streamers that made me want to get into streaming. So like when I decided I want to do it, the next day, I ordered a custom built PC, waited for it to get here, and then I bought everything along with it, and it all showed up at the same time. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start streaming. So it wasn't really me thinking that I was good. It was the fact that I saw how they were with the community, and I was like, I actually like this community, and I want to do the same thing with the community. And I want to build my own community and build that, that camaraderie, and be like, you know what, I like hanging out with these people. I like seeing how they interact with chat. It makes me feel good. When they like, oh yeah, what's up 40cal, and then they see my name and they're like, they shout me out, and I want to do the same thing. So it's more of just getting closer to the community than it was just playing a game. And that's what really got it for me, is having that connection aspect of it more than just playing the game itself. And I wanted to extend that connection. So like if someone else got off, another stream got off, they could be like, oh, you know what, cool, let's go watch him real quick. He's pretty cool. I see him all the time. And it slowly builds up. So, and that's what really got me into wanting to stream, was that aspect of the community and being able to connect with the community at a much deeper level and getting to know people like Looter McShooter. I became really close with him and his son to the point where I've actually had his son over to my house as a Christmas gift, and he is like my biggest supporter, like my biggest fan. He's always in my chats and everything like that. He's like my number one supporter. That kid loves me, and it was being able to give him that because his grandmother had passed away, and he stopped talking pretty much, and he pretty much disconnected from the world. And so me and Looter were talking, was like, you know what, I want you to, is it okay if I come over? We can link up and y'all can do a meet and greet. And I was like, you know what, just have him come over to my house. You can actually see the studio, the gaming station. I can give him some stuff, give him some merch. And he's like, all right, cool, let's do it. So during Christmas time, that was pretty much his Christmas present. And of course, he got some free merch. I gave him a hat, a hoodie, a couple other things, a shirt. Gave him a flag, which was the first flag that came off the line, which was the hashtag being dirty one that I always had in the background when I did the face cam. I gave that to him, took pictures, let him watch me play the game, and it just he said he's never seen him smile so much in his life, and it really made him happy. So that was my whole goal with the whole situation, of being able to do that for my community, because I've never seen any other streamers do meet and greets. I've never seen any other streamer pretty much get in tune with their community like that, and I wanted to always do something different, and that's what I got into it for.
I think that's being successful right there, being able to bring a smile to your community's face. I mean, that's just
exactly,
that's it in a nutshell. I mean, we talked about that earlier in your interview. I mean, that's why we do what we do, to see, well, you guys do what you do, I put you guys out there, but that's what you guys do. That's what you guys are designed to do, is bring that joy to people who need that uplifting.
Exactly. And that's why, like, me and Cappy, we started doing, like, playing with our communities and stuff like that. Like, a lot of, and that's another thing, it's like, not a lot of streamers play with their community. And then we were the first ones to originally start that, and then we started seeing more people do it. It's like, they're taking after us in a sense, because we were kind of like the original people to start doing it. So doing the community days and everything, And that was mine and Cappy's goal originally when we started streaming. Like when we we're gonna play with our people. Someone wants to play, go ahead and jump on in. And that's just how we agreed we were gonna do that. No matter how big we got, we were always gonna do that. And we set goals for ourselves. Like when we hit 500 subs, we were able to raid people. We were gonna start raiding the smaller guy. No matter how big we got, we're always gonna raid the smaller guy. And we still do that. Like I do that after every stream. I find someone to raid. And if there's not a small guy on, we'll raid someone that we know. Like even a bigger streamer, it doesn't matter. Like I think I raided Ghost of Caldera the other day as he was getting off, and he actually messaged on one of my videos like, "Yo man, I didn't see the raid until the end, but thank you so much," and he shouted me out and all that stuff. And I was like, that's pretty cool. This is Ghost of Caldera. And so it was.
I've been watching him a lot lately too.
Yeah, it was a
bunch of crazy knife videos.
That dude's a fanatic when it comes to knife. Oh my god! Like I wish I could be like him.
There's one video I watched. He bounced an axe off of a statue, hit the statue, and killed the person behind him. I was like, how do you even do that? You gotta be playing a long time.
Well, some things tend to align itself, in the ways it's supposed to align itself for certain people. Like Timmy Two Cans, he put C4 on a drone, flew it up, shot the drone. C4 fell, blew up the guy underneath. And the other video, he did a video recently where he said he wanted to try something. He was the most wanted. He was in solo on Warzone. When the countdown, he put C4 on his helicopter so someone can shoot it and blow him up. So while he was like 5 seconds in, someone shot the helicopter, it blew him up and killed him. He was falling to his death. The most wanted countdown to 0 and he responded flying in the air. Yes, those things only happen to certain people.
My favorite Timmy Toucan one is whenever he actually went up on like a redeploy and he tossed some C4 up there and he told his guys like, "Hey man, take that redeploy.
Yeah, and then blew them up.
Boom.
He'll just bait them.
And he'll do it with also like the loadouts and stuff. He'll like push the loadout with something or throw down like some prox mines or something like that. And then take a vehicle and push the loadout on top. So when they come get their loadout, it explodes. And then he did it to a guy 2 times in a row, and I thought that was so funny. I was like, oh my god, the dude fell for it again. I was like, that dude's hilarious, man.
There was one just recently he just done where he would set the recon drone on top of stadium, have the bot kill him, and then as that's happening, he's able to transport over to that top stadium where he dropped the recon drone at. So he's able to magically disappear. So he did that in the real game with a real player. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come kill you. Playing the act. He dies. He ends up back in the second floor of the house where the guy was camping at, and then he ended up killing him. It's automatically, oh, you're cheating. Everybody's just laughing. That's like one of the newer things that's going on right now.
Wild. It's wild. Let me say on my part. I don't know about being good, but basically I remember the days I used to play I know I mentioned it in the previous interview, Combat Arms. Combat Arms was probably one of my favorite first person shooters I had, which was Combat Arms was high pace, and it was due to that I actually started to get much better on first person shooters. Because I did play Call of Duty before. World at War, I played World at War was probably the first Call of Duty I played online. When I had like a 40 or 50 something kill streak, I'm like, nah, these people on Call of Duty too easy. So I wanted to challenge, and I did Combat Arms, which was probably the most challenging game I've ever played, and I started to get good at it. But then over time, when you don't do something over and over, you will lose that skill. So after starting back with DMZ, I was just playing with the boys, it was mostly me, Soapy and Chaos. We used to run a lot together. And then afterwards, it was like, why not just stream and see how it goes? I was like, if I stream, I just stream it for fun. So I just started streaming just for the fun of it, and just started to, it took a while before it built traction, because, you was streaming to yourself at first. And then afterwards, like, as I said, one of my first streamers that basically I came in contact with was 40. Then we just kind of continue streaming, and it just keep growing and growing. And as I always say, the primary thing with the streaming was to have fun and to try to engage with chat, because I think when it was like 100 or 200 subs or so, that's when I ran into Lando. Lando had like 800 and something subs when I found him. I think it was. He was under 1,000 for sure. 700 or 800 subs when I ran into Lando. And he was one of the ones that gave me some advice on how to do videos, how to start my videos. Like before I used to start my videos, I used to talk in the videos, blah, blah, blah. And then I changed it up a bit, and then I realized what he told me, I was getting some more traction off of the videos. So then from there, it was just, as I said, it was just for fun and to engage with chat. It was not mostly to show skill or how I could play the game. And then eventually you just get better at the game. That's just all it was. We eventually got better at the game and met new people as we go along. After a whole fiasco, Zero was one that came over to from early. Zero was on my channel from very, very early. We had people in early like Raptor, Ali, early, because there was always the thing with the hashtag ban dirty that was in 40's chat. and
man,
it was true that it was actually so true that, right?
It was so good that I actually made a merch out of it. And
exactly, there was merch out of that too. And then it was actually through that we kind of the communities tend to told us that y'all need to form a clan because y'all share the same, because people were watching both of us at the same time when we were playing.
So, and everybody wanted to either run the 40cal clan tag or they wanted to run the Cappy clan tag,
or my
and
clan
they kept
tag,
switching.
We had separate clan tags, right? At that time, I used to run Feral, which is wild, right? So it was a wild capybara, and he had a 40cal one. So then eventually, we came up with 40 cat. 40
it was 40 cap, and then it was
all sorts of
Cappy
stupid
Cow,
things.
Cappy 40, and then matter of fact, the person who actually recommended it was Ali, and I can remember it because Ali,
Ali who told us
y'all need to do something. Yeah, y'all should run like snipe or something like that because we all snipe, because y'all like to snipe. And we're like,
I think it was me that brought the snipe thing.
Yeah, because it was Cappy, and Ali was like, yeah, that's a good idea. Y'all should run snipe, and then we were gonna run it with an I, but then we were like, no, let's do it with a Y.
I changed the way.
And then it was how the snipe clan became. So, and then we started having co-founders and stuff like that.
Came up to, we did that at least 2 weeks before we actually finally decided on it, because we did mention it for like 2 weeks before, and then like later on when we made the final decision, it was like 2 weeks later, and this was actually after 2 months of talking about this. It was a very long time we have been talking about this, from
because we wanted to do something kind of like with Dylan and Hayes. So Dylan and Hayes, they did something they like do, and they love using knives. So they came out, they came up with the knife clan tag. So we were like, we like to snipe, so we decided to come up with the snipe clan tag because that's what we were known for, was sniping.
Correct, because back then when we first talked about it, Soapy was also a good sniper. Chaos was also a good one too. I think Zero had started playing with us at that point in time. Because I think Zero had did my first logo. I think it was before it changed to the one that it is now. Because I think Ali did the one that it is now, but that was back because Zero was there from. I think that was from when it was like 100 or 200 and something. Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
It was a very, very, very long time ago. That is basically how we tend to get to where we were with the snipe, because it was something in progress for a very long time. And I think it was probably mentioned just before Zero came in, or around the time as Zero just came in. But we had the conversation outside when Zero was there within our community.
Yep. And then, like I said, we decided, we're gonna have a few co-founders who were like the original, who were there. So we have like, once again, we have like Zero, we have Cobra, and we have we have Arceus.
Arceus joined in afterwards, but Arceus was really, really, really close and
exactly
good to us and so on.
And what we did though is now we've got the clan tag inside of our Discord servers. You can run into the Discord and stuff like that. But what really set everything apart was we wanted to take our clan and do something that no one else done. We have rules of our clan. You can't be toxic to one another. You can't be toxic to, you can't, we wanted our clan
morals
to
and
stand
values.
out. Yes, we have morals and values. Like anybody can, like, I love Dylan and I love Haste. Those are my guys. I'm a mod for Haste, but like a lot of people when they have a clan tag, they don't. What's the word? They don't police their clan, right? They don't. It's like you can wear this. You can wear our clan tag if you want to. For us,
basically, you have to wear it with dignity.
Exactly, you have to do it the right way. So like I've had to kick someone out of Snipe already. We've actually had to kick out a couple people out of Snipe because of their morals, and we hold a higher standard. Because if we have to run that standard, we're gonna have you run that standard too. And it doesn't matter if you're a founder, a co-founder, or even a founder like myself. If I do something that's out of the morals and I get voted out by the founders and co-founders, well, hey, I'm done. And me and Capri once you created the clan, but we hold ourselves to that same standard that everybody does. So if we can do it, y'all can do it. And if we're gonna do it, you're gonna have to do it. So like we had one that was always running one shots, and he was part of my community. And I had to mess with it. I finally got tired. I was like, look, you can't run it no more. You got to take it off. You can't run in the clan no more. You're on a probation period. In that probation period, he was still messing up, and I had to finally message him. Look, this isn't personal. This is business. You're done. Simple as that. You can't play in the communities no more. On top of that, he was
also toxic as well.
Yeah, he was very toxic. I was like, you can't play in the communities more. If I'm streaming, you can't play. If I decide I want to play with you off stream, that's okay. I'll have to message you. You can't just jump in. Like, he jumped in my Discord the other day, and I had to talk to him. Like, look, you can't do that. I mean, you need to leave. He did it this morning when I was playing with another streamer, she's a Warzone streamer. He jumped into our game, and I was like, look, dude, you gotta leave, man. You can't just be jumping into a game just because you see me in here. That's not cool, right? And so, but he's also a kid, and I give him that benefit, but it's still the fact that, yeah, you're a child, but you still have to run with the dignity. So
the loyal clan tag and that, it comes with rules and stuff as well. So I understand it. I mean, I did the best I can to live up to those rules.
Well, now you said that, the loyal thing. What I think Call of Duty needs to do is like what Sea of Thieves does. Here you should be invited by one of the founders or co-founders into the clan tag. You can't wear it unless you were invited.
Exactly.
That's what they need to do.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, I was in the loyal clan tag. I was invited by one of the co-founders. It was him and his buddy, and they both came up with the loyal clan tag and the whole story behind that loyal is if you get on a game and you have nobody to play with, and you see somebody else with the same clan tag on, it's kind of like you're obligated to ask them, do you want to play? Do you want to play a game or two, and just to have somebody there to play with, so you're not running solo or anything like that. So that's kind of like the whole basic behind it. The clan tag behind the loyal clan tag is if I'm on and somebody with the same clan tag or the word loyal LOYL in their name, if they invite me, I'm obligated to be like, yeah, let me finish this game and I'll jump on with you. Or most of the time when somebody sends me an invite like that, I'll leave the game completely where I'm at. I'm like, hey guys, I gotta go. Someone invited me, and I'll go. And it's mostly randoms that I run with, so I'm not worried about hurting their feelings or whatever.
Yeah,
so
it's like joining a team.
But that's similar to us.
I just go over and I join them too.
Very similar to us. Like, say for example, if we just running solo or what's not, Cobra runs solo a lot, and so like there are times you will just message Cobra, you're doing solo tonight. Yeah, well, we got a free slot. Cool, hop over and we go play together. So it's very similar. Like if RCS needs somebody to fill in his spot, he will message me, he will message Zero, he'll message whoever, and say that I need somebody in the spot or whatever, and whoever's available, we will hop in. And like and we're all the same. So whoever needs a spot, we message one another. Or if we're online, we will send one another a message and say that you're free. Yeah, let's go. So like for example, you will see me with like I also know like you will see Ozone and Kalibu. I know both of them personally. I've known Ozone all of his life. I say all of his life and not all of mine, because he's younger than I am. So I remember I remember when he was a baby. So it goes to as far as that, because his brother is like my best friend. So his brother is my best friend. he was the best man at my wedding. I was the best man at his wedding. So like, and so like that. So we go from way back. So like, that's a relationship we had.
And the good thing about our clan is like we're also mods in each other's channels and discords and stuff too. So like if you're a founder or co-founder or something like that, you know, we're each other's mods. So we can always watch each other's back too, especially when it comes to the stream and like someone comes in, like say I go into like RC's chat or something like that and someone's in there acting crazy, I can, you know, ban them. Same vice versa. So, and that's one thing that we've done, especially the founder and co-founder, we're each other's mods to help each other out. So like Cappy, believe it or not, was like my first, well, technically he was my first real mod when I first started. And then, yeah, first real mod in my channel. So, cause I had a mod, but I made Cappy my official mod, and then, you know, he became a managing mod and also a admin on my YouTube channel, so he can pretty much do anything I needed to do. I'm like, hey, go in here and change his title. He can do it if I need him to. You know, you need to start a poll, he can do it, and then vice versa. So like we trust each other enough to where we're able to give access to each other's channels. And so that says a lot, because I don't know a lot of people who's like, I don't know a lot of people who give their mods access to their channels like that. So it's insane. You know,
Farley was actually my third mod actually.
Because it was only Chaos. I know it was Soapy and Chaos. Yeah. So I was his third, outside of, you know, the two people he knows in real life, or you know on a daily. So it was insane. So it was like, because I think we were streaming one day, like, hey, Cappy, I'm gonna make you a mod. Because no, it was after a stream. I was like, hey, man, I'm gonna make you a mod. That's cool.
I personal message you and tell you, well, your mod right now is not helping out your channel at all.
Yeah.
And he's actually bringing it down. I gave him the flatline truth, because
exactly.
And so when I saw that, I was like, and when I heard that, I was like, because my original mod was one of my family members, and you know, it was my cousin. So I was like, you know what, like, I don't need anybody who's family, because I don't need anybody coming and acting like someone professional. So when Cappy told me that, I was like, you know, I see that.
He was very, very negative.
He's watching out. And so I took and I made Cappy the mod that day. And then the same day, you know, he made me a mod. So I was like, that's pretty cool. So
yeah, and that's the trust that we have within this group, because like, for example, Farley has access to my Nightbot and vice versa. Zero has access to my merch store. So it's just something that we built over time.
I need to give Zero access to my merch store. I don't know how to do that though, so he can make some stuff for me.
Oh, you can add managers. Just add a manager.
Can you really? Oh, should we do that right now while we're?
I'm gonna do that
while we're talking.
I use fourth wall. I don't know how.
Yeah, I do too. I know. I do. I switched over.
You can just add a manager. And
you can add managers.
So it's in settings, right?
Yeah, I'll have to message you my email address to use to send me the thing, so I have it all in one account, so it's not broken on different accounts.
Correct.
That works.
But yeah, that's basically the thing that we form let me just say we form a bond within this community, this group that we are in right now, because we actually look out for one another's backs. I can say that for sure. Like, Cobra is probably the person that releases the most content the fastest, because he's the short specialist. Cobra is the short specialist.
Yes, he is.
I love making shorts, but at the same time too, especially when newer games start coming out like Battlefield and Arc Raiders. Like, I was even having fun trying to make a informational video during the beta for Battlefield 6 just for your controller settings, and that's kind of the stuff I eventually want to lead into later on with the channel. While playing more games, and wish I could have done it with DMZ, but you know, better late than never. I can always start on the next one, you know.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next DMZ to come out.
Zero and Cobra, what was your first thoughts of when you realized that you could be a streamer or a content creator, and be successful at what you were doing?
Oh, honestly, so when I was a kid, I had a fascination with nature documentaries, and like my favorite person is David Attenborough. If you don't know him, he's a voice commentator, a narrator for nature documentaries, like on National Geographic and stuff. He's from England. He has this wonderful, wonderful voice and cadence. And from a young age, my I had a lot of people tell me, man, you need to go into radio broadcast. You need to go into radio broadcast. And I never did it. But I was always fascinated with cinema, and I've always wanted to make a movie or like a nature documentary and kind of model after David Attenborough in a similar style. And so I think I've always just taken small steps towards a end goal, which I've never set a time, date, or place, or really what that would look like in the end. I just know that eventually I need to work on these stepping stones of learning editing, learning how to do photography, learning how to do lighting. And throughout my life, I've just tried to take the opportunities that are presented in front of me to kind of build upon those and practice those things. And so through video games, which is, just a hobby of mine that I've always had since I've been a kid, that I've never let go. I realized, like, well, shoot, this is something that I like to do. I'm going to do it anyways. Might as well start hitting the record button and seeing how to chop this up. How do I edit like video game content? And then from that, you're learning certain tools and certain methods that can translate to a broader category of cinema or entertainment. And I hope like one day it'll launch me into something that I can basically like make a nature documentary series or a movie in some sense. And so I don't think I've ever really, my end goal isn't to be a streamer necessarily, but content creation in general. It allows me to try to keep figuring out what it is that I want to do in the end game.
Yeah, for myself, it pretty much after things kind of worked out where I was working full time and then going to school full time at night, and then just having that time to actually kind of finding something else to do now that I accomplished all my other goals. I wanted to do what I've been wanting to do, and it's enjoying playing video games no matter what it was. And then it's just doing something like this for fun, and I could see it growing into something more. Why not? I mean, I've done this with a good group of my friends where we would film wrestling, independent wrestling, backyard wrestling, and some of the bigger other promotions as well when I was growing up, and using that extra money that I used to do to take care of my grandparents. But at the same time, I turned a hobby that I loved in for filming and photography and everything else, and just go out and have fun. And then that's kind of something where at least when it came with the gaming and everything else kind of aligned itself, where I got free time now. I can spend time with my family, and then when I have time throughout the day, like a few hours here, hey, why not stream what you've been enjoying watching the play, others play as well, that you love when it comes with video games. So it's just why not run with it and have a good time and build that community where people want to come in and just kick back, relax, and enjoy yourself.
I completely understand where you're coming from, Cobra, because I kind of, being in the business that I created right now, there's some days where I have like lots of downtime, and then sometimes I have like no downtime at all. And when you see me playing during the day, I have a couple hours here or there from downtime. Other than that, it's just doing what I do. So I get what you're saying on that aspect of it. This next question we have here, I'm gonna put it in a 2-part question, but you can answer one part or the other. So the first part of it's going to be, what do you wish you knew before starting streaming or content creating, and what keeps you passionate or motivated to do it? And we talk about today's DMZ, the cheaters, the glitchers, all the negative stuff on there. What keeps you guys passionate about what you guys do?
I think it's just the passion of art and putting yourself in a vulnerable position to express yourself in a way that others may or may not like. And that that really comes from like a place of wanting to, I guess, maybe educate people with certain things, inform, entertain, even. I think it's the passion really derives from that desire to be able to have freedom of expression, and not really have regard to judgment or opinion. And so within this group of guys, like, there's never really judgment or opinion on what we do. We just kind of do what we do, and it just allows for a great environment to kind of be who you are.
Yeah, I agree with what Zero said. And my passion, though, is like, just like I said, going back to the community. I love doing this just for the community, really. Like, yeah, the game's fun, but it doesn't matter what game I play, as long as the community is there, and I'm able to entertain them. Yeah, because they could have a bad day. I've had people come in and have a bad day, and they watch me, and it's like, it helps them out a little bit. So you never know what anybody's going through. They could have a bad day, and just watching your stream can, make it a lot better for them, give them more drive, and that's why I do it. That's my passion for this. It's just to help someone, give them that drive, because like I said, you never know what anybody's going through. They could be on, at that point it's like, I'm done with the world, and then they click on your stream, and they're having fun, and let them chat it up with other people, and they can watch you play, and then it calms them down. It's like, okay, I feel a lot better now, and then if someone's going through something, like, hit me up with the DMs, we'll play, just go ahead and jump on real quick. Or because, like, usually when someone jumps in, I'm like, hey man, how you doing? If someone's like, hey, I'm not having a good day, I'm having a bad day, I'm like, well, jump on in the game, man, let's play the game, have some fun. It takes their mind off of it, because I've had to do that with a few people, but that's my main goal. That's what keeps me going when it comes to streaming, is doing that. I
remember when we first did that for Dirty, bro. For Dirty.
Exactly.
Dirty is one of the first people I remember we did that for, him and Lil Dirty.
Exactly.
It was a very, very rough situation, and
yeah, it helped out a lot, especially with Little Dirty, man. He was his Dirty's whole situation, like Cappy was saying, and it helped bring their spirits up. It helped lift them up to a point of like, okay, now they have something to look forward to. Little Dirty wanted to play, jump on in. Dirty wanted to play, go ahead and come on in, man. You're always welcome. You want to bash on me? Troll away. That's why Dirty is my designated troll, man. He's one person I will never get mad at for trolling. He can come in and say whatever he wants, and then never get in trouble for it. So he got a special privilege.
Little Dirty's a demon.
I'm waiting for you to
Y'all think I'm a loot goblin? That kid is a loot goblin. He will loot up in the middle of a fight.
He can play though.
Oh yeah, he can.
He can.
Yeah.
He can talk trash with the best of them, man. I've heard that.
But the only thing is, I think
trash with Demon, playing with
I think
Demon,
they had
he was
to
talking
pull
trash.
back. I think he had to pull him back from playing DMZ because the same thing was Zero said. He's a child. He was playing it, and then people just got toxic and start cursing him as a child. I'm like, as a child, why are you condoning cursing a child and things? It is very immature, and it's stupid and immature.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
As a child, it's
they've
like,
come a long
okay,
way.
well, I think you should be in bed or something.
Exactly.
Something like that, but not carrying in a child like they're an adult. That is just
they've came a long way. Now they've started doing like race cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, the race cars.
Yeah,
Really
the
good,
RC cars.
Yeah, I was talking to Dirty the other day. He was like, yeah, I told him, like, I'm only going to get you one car. He goes, now they got like 5 or 6 of them and stuff like that. I was like, damn, bro.
And he's sponsored as well,
overboard. Yes, he's really good.
He's sponsored, so he's really good. So that's very, very good to hear. I like to hear things like that. And that is also true. That is one of the drives too, because we met them through the community. And to me, the community is the full drive. I don't know. You might probably hear us say that like 10,000 times, but that's just it. It's the community that drives you to do more and more. Because look at my situation. My situation was, I had a laptop. I used to stream. My laptop crashed, and it was the community. Spearheaded by 40, Zero, and
You know,
The-
I
the
made it where
main,
all my
Snake
proceeds
guys.
went to Cappy. Anybody that wanted
And
to
dude,
donate, I
like-
made sure they did it on my dono page too, like my tips page, not my super chats or anything. So, and we got Cappy a new PC, man. And that's what
And the thing is, right? If you know how I felt, if it was one of the people that used to do cray and then with a cray, but I'm not really a crayer, right?
don't let him mighty. He cried.
But yeah,
He cried.
it was really nice to see something like that happen to me, because I was at the point where